Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you a step-by-step yummy delicious prawn biryani recipe. This video is longer than the usual, but do keep watching till the end if you want to know the small tips and tricks to make your biryani delicious and yummy. Now before we start, there are some things that we have to prep first. So first things first, we will marinate the prawns. I have used 250 grams of prawns which I have deveined and deshelled and also kept the head intact. If you are not comfortable with that, please discard the head. Marinate the prawns with all the ingredients mentioned. Mix well and keep it aside for half an hour. Once this is done and kept aside, we will start with the rista or the fried onions. We will be using the fried onions for garnishing the biryani as well as for thickening the prawn gravy. So for this you have to use red onions. You can use 3 to 4 small onions or 2 to 3 large onions. But the thing is, you have to slice it very fine, and it's best to separate them. The onion has layers which are the leaves of the onions, and the main purpose of the leaves are to store moisture. So we have to remove maximum moisture. This can be done by either putting it on a kitchen towel, or I do it the way my mother-in-law and my mother has taught me. I apply salt on it and I squeeze out the water, the excess moisture, and then I put it on a kitchen towel and then I fry it. So you get a nice crisp brown fried onion. Do not throw away the water that you squeeze out from this. You can always use it in your curry or rice. Now once it is fried, you drain it and leave it in the strainer so that the oil drips out. Whatever excess oil is there, it drips out. Then you can put it on a paper towel and drain out the oil totally. When you have done with the onions, now we will start with the rice. I always make the rice and the curry separate and then combine the two, because that way I find it to be moist. Whereas I've always found that when I cook the rice and the curry together, it dries out more. So I prefer it a little wet. So I do it this way. I have used a normal rice over here. Whatever measurement you take of rice, always use double the quantity of water for it. So you can either use oil or butter in that heavy bottom pan. Add your dry spices like bay leaves, cinnamon, star anise, cloves, green cardamom and peppercorns. Fry it a little bit and then you add your onions. Before that, you wash and drain your rice and leave it aside. So once the onion turns slightly brown, you add your rice. In the meanwhile, you can heat your water simultaneously. Bring the water to boil. That is a double quantity of the rice. Now, once the rice is added to this, you can add lime juice. This helps the rice to stay separate and also gives flavor to the rice. So when you are boiling the water, you can add salt to the water itself. Now you fry this crisp till it crackles. Then you add the hot water with the salt in it. Bring it to a roaring boil and then you reduce the flame and cook it on low till it is almost 80% done. Then you switch it off. You can see how the rice stays separate. Now what you have to do is spread it out so that it cools and doesn't stick to each other. Now we'll start with the curry. Now in the same kadai you heat oil. Add the dry spices like cumin, cinnamon, cardamom. You use both the cardamom, the green as well as the black cardamom, cloves, bay leaves. If you want, you can just crush these spices and put. You add in the ginger garlic paste, few curry leaves, now add in the onions, and when they become translucent you add in 1 cup of chopped tomatoes. Add 2 to 3 crushed green chilies. Now cook till the tomatoes are nice and soft. Now add in your dry masala, that is turmeric, chili powder, coriander powder, cumin powder and garam masala. Chili powder you can add a little at a time, and then if you want you can increase it more. This way you can adjust the spices as per your taste. Mix well and cook till the oil separates. Now add in 2 tablespoons of curds. Mix again and let it cook. Let it come to a boil. Now here you can add in little water. I have used the water that I got from the onions, that I squeezed out from the onions. I have added that water, and remember there is salt in that water. So when you add salt you have to be careful. Bring it to a boil and let it cook and thicken. Once it is thickened, then you can add marinated prawns. Mix well. Cover and cook for a minute. You can increase your spices over here. Check salt and add if necessary. Cook for a minute or 2 more. Finally, garnish with fried onions and coriander leaves. This will also help thicken the gravy. Now you are done with all your cooking. Now is the final assembly, combining both the things together. So now you take a deep heavy bottom pan which has a tight lid. This is mint that I have taken from my garden, and this mint is so aromatic The minute we get it into the room is full of aroma of mint. I have cut a few branches, washed it well, plucked out the leaves and chopped it nicely. Then I have taken this heavy bottom pan and the oil that was drained from the onions, I have used that. You can use 1 tablespoon of ghee or butter also at the bottom. This is to grease the bottom so that the rice doesn't get stuck at the bottom. Now layer it with the rice first. Follow with the brista or the fried onions and mint. Now layer our prawn curry on the top. Spread it nicely. Cover with a layer of rice again. Now I have soaked some saffron in warm milk, so that I will be using on the top of this now. And if you have Kewra or rose water, you can sprinkle that also. You can use 1 tablespoon of rose water also. Again layer with brista and mint. Close the lid. You can keep it on dum for 5 to 10 minutes directly on the gas, or what I do is I use a tawa down and I keep the vessel on top of it so that I am very confident that it will not burn from the bottom. Serve hot, garnished with some more fried onions and mint leaves with any of your favorite raitas. Enjoy this delicious, yummy prawns biryani. And please do subscribe to my channel if you enjoy watching it. Do share with your friends and relatives. Thank you for watching and meet you soon in my next one.